eats the leaves. This is Kayla here, aka Fit Mom's Blog. I wanted to go through and do another garden tour, so if you're interested, stay tuned. If you're new here, thanks so much for joining. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for being part of my community. I wanted to go through and do another garden tour. I did one a couple weeks ago, but everything has grown so much, so I wanted to show y'all what's going on. I am an urban gardener in Zone 8A. I live near Charlotte, North Carolina, so let's see what's going on in the garden. In my last video, everything was in a completely different spot besides the tomatoes and everything, but I kind of moved a lot around, so I wanted to show y'all all the changes that I made. Here we have peppers, flowers, carrots, green onions, some tomatoes that I grew from seed, some chives. That's another tomato from seed. Basil, there's a cucumber plant in there. Marigolds. Here I have thyme, green onion, and dill. And then I have the seedlings that I started outside. Those are looking really good. This is honeydew, a corn plant. I understand that this probably won't pollinate because it's by itself. So that's just one that my son stuck in there. I have some sweet potatoes in that bag that we just planted a couple days ago. Some daisies that I just recently deadheaded. Some celosas and some snapdragons. More flowers. This is a purple cabbage that never really did anything, so I just left it because it kind of looks pretty. Then we also have flowers and carrots in that bag. I have some marigolds here that I planted from seed. They're kind of doing okay, but there are some marigolds here that kind of volunteered. I think the seeds blew when we were doing it here because originally this container was right here. And these marigolds look much better than the marigolds I am intentionally growing. So I'm just going to leave them since, you know, they attract pollinators and they're just good for the garden. There's also more marigolds here that were volunteer and a pak choi that was volunteer. It is bolting as well as these ones. These were volunteer pak choys. I think the seeds just, I don't know how the seeds got there, but they're growing. I have a blueberry bush here. And if you're familiar with my garden, these are my scarecrows, my Barbie scarecrows. I got this blueberry plant from Lowe's. The birds have been eating the blueberries for the most part, so I kind of just been letting them. Next round of flowers, I will be covering both of my blueberry bushes with some type of netting because I've only gotten about 3 blueberries out of these 2 plants. I also have more sweet potatoes here. If you didn't know, you can eat the leaves from sweet potatoes. So I just want to have a bunch of sweet potatoes around the garden, not only to get the sweet potato harvest, but to have the leaves for salads and things. I have a watermelon plant here, 2 corns, and some green onions. I purchased green onions from Aldi. They're 85 cents a pack. And, you know, once we're going through the tour, you will see the green onions. They're literally everywhere. They help deter pests. I also harvest them for salads and make them into sauce and marinate my meat with them, all kinds of things. And then I also like to make onion powder out of them. So I have rosemary here, more marigolds, purple basil, a San Marzano tomato plant that I grew from seed, which I'm very proud of, and I have some tomatoes coming in. So I'm very proud of that. Here I have a big beef tomato plant. It is looking amazing. Lots of tomatoes. This is a German Johnson. So they're kind of, the branches are kind of intertwined together, but these are the German Johnsons, and then these are the big beefs. So these are looking amazing. I actually caught these. I think I have like 10 of these big plants. Yeah, I think it's 10. I caught them on a sale at a local nursery. They actually had them for $3. At the time that I bought them, they were about this tall. So now they're, you know, growing so fast. I have cauliflower here. This is my compost bag. Anytime I make fresh juice, I put the pulp in here and compost it. And then when I need extra soil, I grab from here. I just took a marigold plant out of here and potted it on its own. So this lettuce is on its way to bolting. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this bag. That lettuce is volunteer. That bag's not really doing anything for me, so I planted a sweet potato in there, and I'll probably pull the lettuce up because it's very dry, so it's probably on its way to bolting. And then again, I have more green onions. There I have cucamelons growing. They're growing up. They're all the way up here already, so that's really exciting. I've never actually had a cucamelon, so I'm excited to grow them and taste them. I have more big beefs over there growing up around the trellis, looking super beautiful. I came through and pruned them the other day, got extra foliage off of there and threw them in this bag. So everything is looking really good, really lush. I'm really proud of this to see it starting to grow over this trellis that I built like 4 months ago. So it's looking amazing. Here I have 2 banana pepper plants, one here, flowers in there, and there's a rosemary in here as well. I'm learning that I'm seeing that the herbs and the flowers and the onions are definitely a great combination to deter the pests. My peppers look good. This one looks good. That one doesn't have anything in the bag, and it's kind of showing. The pests are kind of eating the leaves, so I have to throw some flowers in there with that shishito pepper plant. Here I have more rosemary, some basil, some red cells lettuce. I'm going to harvest this red cells lettuce for dinner tonight. And here I was trying to grow some flowers from seed. Some of them are starting to come up, but I also purchased some flowers. So I may end up adding more flowers, so I just kind of want more going on here in the middle. These vertical gardens are from Dollar Tree, as well as those ones back there. Those are just on T-posts. There's shorts on my page to show how I built those T-posts. I got these 2 vertical gardens from Amazon. I honestly am not in love with these. Sage has been the only thing that's actually grown from seed. They don't have good drainage. I may go through and add some more holes in the bottom just so that they don't completely go to waste, but I'm not really getting much growth out of them. It doesn't matter what I put in them, flowers, things from seed, lettuces, they're just not draining. And for $50 for the 2, it's definitely not worth it. I have a lot more success with the ones from Dollar Tree. Onto this side, I have some carrots here. I think there's some flowers growing. There's some marigolds, some cilantro going to seed. I have mint. I took my mint down yesterday and dehydrated it for tea. I make herbal tea. If you want to check out my website, it'll be linked in the description. I have psilocybin in there and basil. And then here, this is a golden bell pepper plant. This is getting very lush and looking pretty nice, so I'm excited about that. It has some buds on it, some basil in there, and then some I'm not sure what the flowers are called at the moment. I threw some wildflower seeds in here. These are starting to look kind of sad. I have 4 wildflower bags. I think I might end up pulling this up and doing something else with it. Maybe more beans or something. I have beans in there. Those are growing pretty well. And then also have more cilantro that's going to seed. That cilantro is from the winter, as well as all of those cilantros that are going to seed. I will be harvesting this coriander seed here soon. It's starting to turn brown, and it's just started doing that within the last day or so. So I'm going to start pulling those so that they don't seed into the spot that they're in. More rosemary, marigolds. Not sure what that is. And then I have more green onions, of course. More, I think these are a type of psilocybin. These are really pretty. When I grab these, I just really like the color. So I planted some watermelon seed in there. It hasn't germinated yet. And again, here's my wildflowers. I mean, the flowers are definitely pretty, but the bottom part of it, I'm not loving how it looks. So I'll definitely be doing something with these 3 bags, because I like for my garden to have a certain look to it, and these are just not giving that look that I'm going for. And here I have mint. I have celery that is going to seed. It's bolting. I have a rosemary back there, and I have chocolate mint that's growing pretty big. More mint. Lettuces, those are pretty bitter. I tasted them, so I kind of just left them. I was hoping they would go to seed just to attract the pollinators. And then again, all my coriander seeds are starting to turn brown, so that's exciting. Something is trying to make a living right here. That's why there's that big hole. So once I harvest these seeds, I'm going to go through, actually cut down the mint that was in here. I may just throw some more soil on top and let the mint come back and kind of take over this container. So I'll be deciding what I'll be doing with this area here in the next week or so. I lost the tag for these, but I think these are big beefs. So these are looking really good. Lots of tomatoes, lots of flowers. It's beautiful. Same for here. A big beef. I already pulled one of the tomatoes off. They're inside. I let it continue to ripen inside because I didn't want the birds to get it. I have more flowers here. You have to have all of these surrounded by flowers. You have to attract the pollinators. You can tickle the flowers to kind of like self-pollinate them, but I like for the pollinators to come through and do their job as well. I love marigolds. I like to harvest the dead heads, and then I save the seeds so that I can try to grow them from seed next time. They're also edible.
Then I have more of my tomatoes from seed. I decided to grow some tomatoes from seed outside, and all of those are doing well. They're in those little pots, kind of spread around the garden. Here I have a zucchini plant, some green onions. This bag is kind of crowded. This is kind of my experimental bag to see how much I can get out of one spot. So the next season, maybe I can do more. So I have flowers and basil in this bag, and then I have some flowers here, some cucumber. I am getting a few cucumbers, if you can kind of see that cucumber. So that one's looking good. I have one there. And I think there's another one lower into the plant. But this is my cucumber plant, and I just kind of have these bamboo sticks, and they're growing up around it, so that's doing well. And then I'm getting some peppers. I don't even know what kind of pepper plant it is. I guess we'll see when they grow. So I have another bag of mint over here, and then I have some sweet 100s. I was out here a couple hours ago. This was not this orange, so I actually think I'm gonna harvest the orange ones and take them inside because the birds are already eating my blueberries. They can't have my tomatoes as well. But this sweet 100, this is another one of the plants that I caught on sale and got for $3. They're doing amazing, growing up and around the trellis, so love that for me. This is another tomato plant that I grew from seed. These two, so exciting considering I started about 40 of them from seed, and I think only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them survived. So these are my babies, my pride and joy. This is a Virginia sweet. A few flowers on here, so that's really exciting. And then this is also a Virginia sweet, so these will be orange, nice sized tomatoes, so I'm excited about that. What else do we have over here? I have some mint, and I have another cucumber plant. This is a shishito sweet pepper plant that I purchased from Tractor Supply a couple weeks ago, and I have a pepper growing, so that's exciting. Sorry if I'm not like on center, it's really bright out here today. And here I have carrots and then some wildflowers growing, more rosemary, more celosas, and then working my way around. I had gotten a irrigation drip system from TikTok, so this is the setup. It's not the prettiest, but that's the setup. Some flowers in there, basil, of course. I like to have basil, rosemary, and marigolds and some type of flowers always around the tomatoes, as well as the green onions. More green onions in here. I need to protect this is Butter Crunch from aphids and things, because if you see the bag right next to it, aphids are tearing up this kale, and I'm letting the bugs have them. Once these type of plants aren't able to survive, I will definitely be adding something else. So I have to come up with a plan for what's next in some of these spots. So this is my Butter Crunch. I absolutely love this Butter Crunch. I pull from it all the time. It's getting tall, so we'll see how much longer we have with it, being as though it's getting very hot. This is one of the first vertical towers that I built. I have some lettuce coming up on top that's probably not going to survive. Some curly kale. The kale will probably do fine. Some morning glory flowers growing. I have some strawberry plants. I just pulled from the strawberry plants this morning. I gave some strawberries to my landscaper. So I have more Butter Crunch and romaine lettuce all throughout here. My camera overheated, so I switched to my phone. I apologize if the quality is not as great. I propagated my mint, so I have that here in the vertical tower. So let me try to hurry up and get through this before my phone overheats as well. I am trying to grow some, I think those are daisies from seed. I have tons of strawberries. I have 20 strawberry plants all throughout the garden, and I have flowers. Those flowers are starting not to look so hot, especially over there in that one. So I'm thinking that I'll have to come through and figure out what's going to go in some of these spots that are beginning to kind of be bare. More sweet 100s over here. This is a tomatillo plant. When I purchased it, I didn't know that you had to buy 2 to actually get fruit, because they have to pollinate each other. So this has kind of been just like a place for the pollinators to come, as well as the bugs. I've been letting the bugs eat it. I think that it's good to have some type of sacrificial plants within your garden, so that the things that you actually want to eat aren't getting eaten if you're letting them eat other things. So I've been kind of letting them eat this tomatillo plant, and it's also flourished. I've only had it for about a month and a half, and it's so big. So and then this is my I'm very proud of this one. These two are my zucchini plants from seed. These leaves are huge, so big. So as you can see, I have one. Oops, sorry. I have one. He eats the leaves. You gotta go. I have two zucchinis on here. One here and one here. Very proud, very proud. I didn't have to hand pollinate those. The pollinators did their job. So we'll see what comes through for this one here soon. Over here, I have another tomato plant. I don't have a tag. I don't remember which. I think this is one of my ones from seed, but I have tons of tomatoes on it, so that's really exciting. This is another one from seed. This is a Rosso Sicilian tomato plant, and these have interesting looking flowers. The other ones don't, the flowers don't look like this, so that's very beautiful. Love to see that. Lots of buds, so I'll be getting a lot of tomatoes off of here soon. This is my basil from seed. Very happy about that. Very proud. Very, very proud of this basil from seed. It looks amazing. More basil in there with that tomato, green onions, of course. And I deadheaded that marigold. It had a lot of deadheads on it yesterday. So, and here I have like sage and lettuce. Is not doing amazing, not doing hot. Again, this will be something that I will be revamping. On this side, I have a San Marzano tomatoes growing in, and I grew this from seed, so that's really exciting. Rosemary, I showed y'all all of this. And then this is just the other side of the trellis that has like the cucamelons and stuff. So the cucamelon here. We have more tomatoes on this side. I love that this grew through the cattle panel. Like the plant is on the other side and this tomato is growing on this side. And this is a big one. This is a big boy. I'm excited for that. So yeah, I have tons of tomatoes doing their thing. Love, love, love. And they're very tall. They're taller than me. They're actually taller than me. So I am just happy about that. So I think I covered everything. Like I said, I don't want my phone to overheat and kind of have to cut the tour short. I can show y'all what's going on in these vertical gardens over here. Again, we have our scarecrows looking beautiful, keeping the birds away. So strawberry plants, there's two different kind of strawberry plants, June bearing and ever bearing. June bearing basically means that they grow all of their strawberries at once. You get a big harvest. Ever bearing is you kind of get them sporadically, and I don't know which ones are which, but some of them give off bigger size strawberries, some of them give off smaller size strawberries. So I don't know which out of my plants which are which, but I pull them when they're red. I put these little jewelry bags on them. I got those from Amazon. Those will be linked in my storefront, which will be in the description. So anything that I get from Amazon that I like, specifically these grow bags, I get these grow bags from Amazon. They're a pack of 12 for about $25. And I fill them with about 2 bags of soil. I usually use compost. This is Wallace Farms cow manure compost. I get this from Lowe's. It is $2.38 a bag and it's 1 cubic foot. Swear by it. I don't purchase any potting soil. I will be uploading a short that shows how I mix my soil. So if you want to head over to my shorts, there's some like condensed content if you have like specific questions that you need answers to. But other than that, that is my end of May garden tour in Zone 8A. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm just so thankful to have you guys here. So that is what my garden is looking like right now. So thanks so much for joining into my garden tour. I will be posting a lot more videos like this. I'm just kind of starting to get into this niche of gardening, and I apologize for the background noise. If you haven't noticed, I am an urban gardener. I am strictly a container gardener. I do not own my home, I rent, and that is why I grow in containers. So this is just motivation for you or someone you may know that wants to grow food, but they feel like, oh, I don't own my house, I can't do this, I can't do that. There's so much that you can do. Or even if you don't have this much space, you can grow in the vertical planters. Like I said, I don't suggest these ones from Amazon, but I do suggest these ones from Dollar Tree. I've been purchasing these for months now, so a lot of them are kind of like sold out. So maybe check online if you don't see one in your local Dollar Tree. But you can grow however you want to grow. These grow bags will be linked in my Amazon storefront, which I will put in the description. So if you want to garden, don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you have to hurry up and do this much, because I did a lot of researched and I educated myself a lot before I expanded my garden to this capacity. I started with a bunch of small little containers that I had over there. Nothing was growing. I was watering too much. I was just doing too much. So I've learned so much in the little bit of time that I've been gardening. I've only had this garden since September of 2023, so I'm not even a full year in. And I just ask questions, I learn, I Google, I ask TikTok, I ask YouTube. Like, I just ask a lot of questions to make sure that I learn what I need to learn for my garden. So again, thank you for tuning in. If you are a new subscriber here, thank you so much for joining. And if you are a OG subscriber, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my community, and I hope that we continue to grow together. Love and light.